Every single human being wants to feel better. They want to have more energy, have a better body, feel mentally sharp, make great decisions, and live a long time, right? But most people are following old school health advice that doesn't work. Eat less, move more, sleep more, drink more water. And they sit there and think and they wonder, I'm doing all the right things. I'm taking care of my health. I'm listening to the advice, but why do I still feel off? Why is there something missing? These people, and it might be you watching the video right now, are using old solutions for new problems. And the world is not the same as it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 50 years ago, especially 100 years ago. There's been so many changes in our lifestyle. And we're at a time now where the environment has changed so much, yet the advice to be healthy has not changed. And a lot of the people suffering are actually the disciplined, ambitious, and hardworking people, right? They think they're doing all the right things, but it's just an environment mismatch. The thing is, guys, our body, our brains, our biology has not changed in millions of years. Maybe there's been slight changes in brain size and whatever. Maybe Gen Z's got smaller brains because they're scrolling on TikTok too much, right? But our brains, our biology has barely changed since we've been humans. But modern life has changed so much, right? So you can see how there's a mismatch and how old advice is not going to work the same as it will now. And so modern living requires modern solutions, not old, outdated health advice. And to be specific, the things that are actually destroying our health in the modern environment are, antibiotics, herbicides and pesticides, seed oils, a sedentary lifestyle, constant stress, a nervous system dysregulation. People are not moving their bodies. People are not lifting heavy weights. People are not socializing. People are deficient in magnesium and vitamin D and vitamin B12. And people, there's just chemicals and poisons everywhere. Fluoride, air pollution, blue light. All of these things are just destroying your health. They're causing oxidative stress. They're ruining your metabolism, your hormones, your gut health, your sleep. And it's just lowering the standard of humans nowadays, right? So you're not dealing with one problem anymore. It's not something that you can fix with drinking more water or, just training more, eating less, old school advice that your uncle or your grandfather might used to tell you, right? And so you're not dealing with one problem. You're dealing with the compound effect of all of these things ruining your internal health systems. And so what happens? You get brain fog, you get low energy, you store more fat, you hold on to the fat for longer, you break down muscle tissue, you stay out of shape, you feel brain foggy, you feel less motivated, you feel more anxious, more depressed. It's just harder to focus and be motivated on the things you want to do. Life just feels so much harder than it should be. So if you follow some of the old school health advice, like training more and eating less, or I don't know, whatever else they'll say, it will probably make the problem worse. If you eat less, you're adding more stress. If you train more, you're adding more stress. You're ruining your metabolism even more. You're causing more oxidative stress, and you're just going to make the problem even worse, right? These old school methods are not going to actually restore and optimize your health the right way in 2026. And I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, okay, well, I'm going to spend more money on supplements. I'm going to try keto. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. Don't try random protocols. This is the number one mistake I see with everyone I speak to, all the clients I work with. Everyone has gone down the route of scrolling on their phone or finding an ad, buying a new supplement, changing their workout routine or their diet completely overnight, trying fasting, trying this, trying that, without actually figuring out for them what is the main problem they need to fix, what is going on internally inside their body that they need to fix. And so instead of getting distracted by the biohacking world and what your friends trying and what your family members trying and following all these random trends and peptides and whatever's trendy at the moment, right? I'm not against peptides. I think they're okay within context. And so the way you actually fix this is first you do real testing to figure out what is the actual bottleneck, blood work, gut health testing, sleep tracking, VO2 max, DEXA scan for some people, whatever you actually need depending on the situation, whatever kind of problems you're having. Some of them are super critical, like doing a blood test and a gut health test and sleep tracking. I would say definitely every single person should do that. Then step 2 is actually identifying the bottleneck. For some people, they just need to lose 20 pounds. For some people, they need to fix their sleep. For some people, they need to do everything. But everyone has bottlenecks that they need to fix. So you need to address that. So if you're not addressing the bottleneck and you're just taking random supplements, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your energy, and you're just going to be disappointed. And so the third step is actually addressing the root cause and not focusing on the symptoms like most people do. They buy a supplement to fix the brain fog. That's it. You do the testing, you find the bottleneck, you attack the bottleneck, and then you optimize, right? And you build a personalized plan that works with your busy life, right? That's how you actually restore and optimize your health. Not like all these gurus online that are selling you a super niche solution to a very broad and complex problem like brain fog. They say, oh, I'm going to solve brain fog with this diet plan. I'm going to solve brain fog with this exercise plan or this supplement. It's all a load of bullshit. What I'm telling you is the real thing you actually need to do to actually fix your health. You do the testing, you figure out what's wrong, and you fix it. It's very simple. I'm sure it makes sense to you, and that's what you need to do because you're basically not guessing and you're testing. And so if you actually follow this advice, you're going to go from someone who's just trying all these random things, being really impulsive, trying a supplement and a diet plan overnight, to someone who's actually following a personalized plan, something that's actually specific to them, what they actually need to focus on. For example, for me, I did a blood test a few weeks ago. I figured out my vitamin B12 levels were a little bit low, my thyroid was a little bit underactive, and my vitamin D was too high. So what do? I address it. I'm having Brazil nuts, I'm taking iodine, and I'm taking vitamin B12 in the morning. And I already feel so much better because I'm addressing this specific bottleneck. Whereas if I didn't do that and I was just like, okay, well, I feel low energy, maybe I've got low testosterone. Well, okay, I'm going to take this testosterone boosting supplement, or I'm going to take this, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. It probably would have made, more than likely, would have made the problem even worse, which is what most people are doing. It is the best way to do it because you're in control, you're using real data, you're using real precision, you have a system, and within weeks, or a lot quicker compared to trying random things, you're going to feel stable energy, you're going to feel better, you're going to look better, you're just going to heal your body and feel so much better. And if you guys don't try this, you're going to stay on the hamster wheel like I was for years, trying random supplements and protocols and watching gurus online and buying their supplements and trying all these random things I found on Instagram Reels and TikTok. But until I actually did what I pretty much just said, I was just wasting time. And now I'm at a point where I wake up with energy, I go to sleep feeling tired. I don't get crashes throughout the day. I have good workouts. I know what I'm doing. I can feel and control my body a lot better. So understand you cannot follow old school health advice anymore. The world has changed way too much. You need to raise your standards. You need to use precision. You need to use real data and personalized protocols to help. And don't think that you're undisciplined or you're stupid or whatever. It's just that the mainstream advice hasn't really caught up. The environment is completely cooked and old school advice doesn't work. I hope this video cut out all the noise in the health space and you understand what exactly it is you need to do, because it's completely logical. And if you want me to hold your hand through that entire process, as in organize the testing, figure out the bottlenecks, build a personalized protocol, the same thing I did with all the clients I work with, 6 to 7 figure entrepreneurs, super busy people, in a way where they can just focus on their work, and I build it and intertwine it around their life. And you can click the link in the description and message me the word health on Instagram. But besides that, hope you found it useful. Leave a like, sub, and comment. Speak to you later. Ciao.